Hi students, in our last video we have explained that perfectly competitive market is the most efficient market. In this video we are going to explain the role of government intervention in a perfectly competitive market. We know that under perfect competition a firm is producing in its efficient condition and price of the product is at its minimum. Therefore, no price control or quantity restrictions are necessary under perfect competition. Here we are analyzing the impact of tax and subsidy on perfect competition. First of all, we are starting with lump sum tax. Lump sum tax is a tax of a fixed amount that all firms have to pay without considering their level of output. In other words, lump sum tax is a lump sum amount of tax without considering the level of output. We will explain the impact of tax by using a diagram. This diagram has 4 segments. In all segments, x-axis is shown the quantity or output of the commodity produced, and on y-axis we have price, revenue and cost in different market conditions. Part A shows the condition of the market and part B shows condition of the firm, and part C shows what is happening to the market after imposition of tax, and part D what is happening to the firm after the imposition of the tax. Initially we have a demand curve and a supply curve and an equilibrium point with OP1 price. Corresponding to this price we can derive an AR and MR curve in segment 2. We can have a long run average cost curve which is tangent to MR, and here we have shown the average cost curve, and average cost curve is tangent to marginal revenue or average revenue curve, and the firm is producing OM level of output. Besides, it is clear that the firm is earning only normal profit because average cost is equal to average revenue. Now the government imposes tax. As everybody of us know, when tax is imposed, cost of the firm will be increased to a new position. This is the average cost plus tax. When cost increases without increase in price of the product, the firm will have to suffer a loss which is shown in the shaded area. This is the initial condition. Corresponding to segment A, we can plot the same demand curve and supply curve here in segment C with the same price OP1. When tax is imposed, cost of the firm increases in segment 2, that is in segment B. As a result, the supply curve of the firm will shift leftward in segment C, corresponding to the amount of increase in tax, and that can be plotted as the new supply curve as S1. Therefore, when tax is imposed, cost increases first. As a result of increase in cost, supply of the commodity in the market decreases. Therefore, supply curve shift leftward. Corresponding to the new equilibrium point, that is the intersection point of D and S1, we can have an R1 and MR1 curve in segment D. Here we can plot average cost with the tax curve, AC plus tax. It is clear that now the firms are able to meet their increased cost due to increase in tax and the firms are earning normal profit. Here average cost curve is tangent to average revenue and marginal revenue curve at the equilibrium point, and firm is producing OEM level of output. Therefore, when a lump sum tax is imposed, average cost curve will be shifted upward, which will lead to a shift of supply curve to the left side, and ultimately the increase in tax will reflect in price and the firm will earn only normal profit in the long run. Here, due to imposition of tax, the aggregate market supply of the product will be decreased. This is a printed version of the same figure, and this figure also have 4 segments, and it is visible that when tax is imposed, average total cost curve shift upwards and supply curve shift leftward. The ultimate condition is the normal profit. Now we are going to explain the imposition of lump sum subsidy. Lump sum subsidy is a fixed amount of money that is given to each and every firm by the government without considering their level of production. Now we are moving to the diagrammatic representation of the imposition of subsidy in a perfectly competitive market. Here also we need 4 segments. In the figure we have 4 segments, and on x-axis we have represented quantity, and on y-axis we have shown price, revenue and cost on various segments. Initially in segment A we have a market equilibrium using a demand and supply, and we have a price P1. Corresponding to this price we can draw an average revenue and marginal revenue curve in segment B, and an equilibrium point, long run equilibrium point, can be identified at the tangency point between average cost curve with average revenue curve, and the firm identifies equilibrium at a particular point where they are producing OEM level of output. Now suppose if subsidy is given to a firm, this average cost curve will be shifted downward. This is the new average cost curve, and this is average cost minus subsidy. And at this stage the firm starts earning abnormal profit. That means firm earns abnormal profit which is equal to the shaded area. In segment C we are representing the same demand and supply curve of the first segment. We have the demand curve here and supply curve, corresponding supply curve, and price which is corresponding to P1. Now when subsidy is given, the supply curve is shifted rightward, which is corresponding to the amount of subsidy, and supply curve will shift rightward like this, that is S1 is formed. Through this a new equilibrium can be identified, and corresponding to the new equilibrium point we can derive an average revenue and marginal revenue curve in segment D. The firm is earning only normal profit because the average cost minus subsidy curve is tangent to the new average revenue curve. Therefore, when subsidy is given at the initial stage, a firm starts earning abnormal profit through a decrease in cost, and when supply is expanded, the market price will be decreased, which ultimately leads to the existence of normal profit in the long run. Therefore, segment A and B shows the condition of the firm and industry in the short run, and segment C and D shows the condition of the industry and firm in the long run. This is the printed version of the same figure. Here also we have 4 segments. It is clear from the figure that when a subsidy is given, average cost decreases first, supply curve shifted rightward, and ultimately there will be existence of normal profit in the long run. An imposition of tax will lead to initial loss, and ultimately supply of the commodity will be decreased, which will lead to increase in price in case of tax imposition. But in case of subsidy, average cost will be decreased, supply will be expanded, which will ultimately lead to a reduction in price of the commodity. Whatever may be the condition, that is either tax or subsidy, the ultimate effect will be on price, and the firm will be earning only normal profit in the long run. Now we are going to analyze the case of per unit tax. A per unit tax will increase the firm's variable cost. It is the extra cost added to each unit of output. That is, tax is to be paid on the basis of the level of output. Therefore, it affects variable cost. An increase in variable cost will shift the marginal cost curve left. If variable cost is affected, definitely it will affect total cost also. Therefore, a per unit tax will affect both marginal cost, average variable cost, and average total cost. Therefore, there will be changes in equilibrium points, equilibrium condition. Some firms will have to suffer loss due to the imposition of per unit tax. Some firms will leave the industry in the long run, and ultimately there will be normal profit. Now we are going to analyze the effect of subsidy, per unit subsidy. In case of per unit subsidy, a particular amount of money or sum is given to the producer for each unit of their output. Here also average variable cost will be decreased. A decrease in average variable cost will lead to changes in marginal cost, and changes in marginal cost and average variable cost will lead to changes in average total cost, but it decreases to a lower level. When subsidy is given, the existing firms will earn abnormal profit, new firms will be attracted to the industry, long run supply will be expanded, and ultimately firms will be earning only normal profit or zero economic profit. To conclude, an imposition of tax and giving subsidy will ultimately affect the price of the commodity, not the producers but the consumers. A subsidy will decrease the price of the product, which will ultimately benefit the consumers, and a tax will increase the price of the product, which will be an ultimate burden on the consumers. This is all about the role of government intervention under perfect competition.